Gas prices are expected to be down in 2024. RV manufacturing is up for the first time in almost 2 years. A disaster as RVs are swallowed up by the ocean on California beaches. RV technician training is on the rise, and more. I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. First up, RV Magazine is coming to an end after only 3 years as the replacement for Motorhome and Trailer Life magazines, which had been around since the 1940s. Owner Camping World Holdings decided to slash staffs in 2020 and rebrand those two magazines together as RV Magazine, along with somehow snagging the enviable domain name of RV.com and even opening some in-person Camping World dealerships as RV.com dealerships. Motorhome and Trailer Life had been owned by Camping World subsidiary Good Sam Enterprises since the 1990s and were frankly the source for RVing information pre-internet. RV Magazine was a fine idea, combine resources and make something stronger in the face of declining magazine sales, but RV Magazine essentially became a thin info rag hawking products in the Camping World Good Sam ecosystem. Well, now RV Magazine is done. Not quite entirely. It will fold into something called Wild Sam Magazine. Wild Sam sounds like it has some relation to Good Sam, but it's actually an entirely different brand that they purchased. It's a boutique travel guide brand that was founded in 2012 in Austin and was bought by Camping World in May of 2022, apparently just for this reason. Wild Sam field guides are retro, stylish, and culture-heavy, and it looks like the magazine will be the same, and it doesn't look like it will have much RV information at all. It's more focused on general road trip type stuff. Each issue will feature scenic drives, local itineraries, restaurant finds. There will be a vehicle section called The Ride, which is sure to feature some RVs, and there will be some campground features, but it's clear that this is no longer an RV-focused endeavor in any way. Not to worry, though, there's still a great RV magazine out there, RV Today magazine, which, by the way, you can get a free year of if you become one of our Mile Marker members. Head over to rvmiles.com and click the Mile Marker link in the upper right-hand corner to join, or find it in the description below. RV Today magazine is run by publisher Damian Ross, who also ran Rootless Living magazine. He's decided to shut Rootless Living down, though, and fold that into RV Today magazine, RV Today being sort of the stronger, bigger magazine. So check it out whether you become a mile marker or not. Camping World has also been on a tear to solidify its dominance as the largest dealership chain in the U.S. Camping World says that it intends to add 15 dealership locations in the first quarter of 2024 through a combination of new stores and acquisitions. The dealer acquisition market has been ripe for some time now and only continues to get better for big chains like Camping World. Camping World expects to increase its dealership count to over 320 locations in the next 5 years, a jump of 50% in its quest to not only plant a flag in all lower 48 states, but become the dominant dealer in each one. About half of the new or acquired dealerships will be those brand-specific dealerships that we've talked about here quite a bit, locations with names like Jayco Little Rock or Forest River Ocala that aren't branded as Camping Worlds, but also aren't controlled by the manufacturers. I think it's a little deceptive, but you tell me what you think. Parts of the Central California coast saw up to 20-foot waves recently, causing many RVs to get stuck in the sand as they camped along the beach, or worse. A lifeguard and state parks officer swam out to a family trapped in their truck at the Oceano Dunes. The family was rescued just before the truck flipped over in the high surf. Meanwhile, CAL FIRE and Santa Barbara County emergency officials assisted state parks with evacuating campers from the dunes. A number of RVs were stuck in the water. Everyone was rescued and 5 people went to the hospital, but according to CAL FIRE, there are no deaths. Plenty of damage, though. There was a lot of warning about this stuff, but I guess some people didn't heed it or just didn't get it. Results for the RV Industry Association's November 2023 survey of manufacturers found that total RV shipments ended the month with 25,160 units, a surprise increase of 2.8% compared to the 24,470 units that shipped in November of 2022. It's all from trailers, though. Towable RVs, led by conventional travel trailers, ended the month up 4.4% from last November, while motorhomes finished the month down 5.4%. That's the first increase in a year-over-year number since May of 2022. Overall, for the first 11 months of 2023, RV shipments were down 38.4% over 2022, which is quite an improvement over where things were heading. Shipments were down about 50% year over year in the middle of the summer. So it looks like the big downturn in RV manufacturing really kicked off mid-2022, and the worst potentially ended mid to late 2023, essentially the whole 2023 model year. There's some mild optimism going forward, but a lot of caution from the folks I've spoke to in the industry about what happens in 2024. There's the expectation that RV production will stay pretty flat for the first half of the year, but will ramp up a bit with the 2025 model year stuff that comes out in the second half of the year. A lot of that's going to depend on interest rates and the economy, and the big Florida RV Super Show will take place in just under 2 weeks, and Tampa will set the tone. It's really the biggest show of the year, and there's often some surprise new releases from manufacturers and some prototypes. We're going to be there, and I'll let you know what dealer sentiment is like and if sales are strong at the show. If you want to say hi, we'll be having a meet and greet on Thursday, the 18th at 3 p.m. Otherwise, we'll be roaming around the show all day Wednesday and Thursday. We'll also be at the Kansas City RV Show coming up later in January, the 25th through the 28th, and the Seattle RV Show, February 15th through the 18th. We'll be doing seminars at both of those shows and just hanging out the whole time to say hello. We hope to see you there. The best place to get details about that stuff is in our newsletter, which you can find at rvmiles.com/mailing list or in the description below. This episode is sponsored by our friends at rvmattress.com. We've been talking for a long time about these folks. We have several of their mattresses in our RVs and even in our home because they're an actual mattress company, Brooklyn Bedding. rvmattress.com is Brooklyn Bedding's website where you can buy some of those custom-sized mattresses to fit in RVs. A lot of them are shorter. A lot of them need to be less tall so a slide can go over the top of them, whatever it might be. You can get real mattresses that are delivered to your door or even to a campground in a box that you just unroll and let it expand. And they're all not just memory foam. If you don't like memory foam, they have hybrid mattresses with springs in them too that still roll up into a box. We've had them delivered to us at campgrounds from their factory in Arizona. They've got a great return policy if you're not happy and more. You can get 25% off if you head over to rvmattress.com/rvmiles. Again, the link for that, along with everything else, is down in the description below. You spend a third of your time camping, sleeping. You might as well be sleeping comfortable and not be sleeping on a solid piece of wood in your RV vacation. rvmattress.com/rvmiles for 25% off. RV manufacturing may be slightly up, but that means RV prices are down on both new and used RVs, so there are some good deals to be had out there right now. This might be a good buying season, especially if you're looking for used RVs. The best place we can find a good model for what used RV prices look like is auction sales tracked by the folks at Black Book. This is mostly where dealers sell off trade-ins, and it's a good way to get an idea of where prices are headed. Black Book's market commentary for November just came out. That's the latest available. Motorhome values declined quite a bit, continuing an overall trend that first emerged back in mid-2022. Towables were less volatile, but their values have been falling slightly for the fifth consecutive month. The average selling price for a motorized unit was $61,500, which is down about 10% from October. Towables came in just over $20,000, down about $900. 1 year ago, the average motorhome sold for $74,000, and the average towable unit brought in $21,000. Well, the folks at GasBuddy, which, if you don't know, is a great app for finding the current user-submitted fuel prices at stations across the country, has released its annual fuel price outlook, which expects lower gasoline and diesel prices over the course of 2024. But that doesn't mean that fuel isn't going to go up. It certainly will. What do I mean by that? Well, currently the national average is $3.09 for a gallon of regular gasoline. The average over the course of 2023 was $3.51. And GasBuddy expects the overall average to drop to $3.38 over the course of 2024. But an average of 29 cents higher than the current prices means we can definitely expect the normal summer travel season increase in the cost of fuel. GasBuddy expects close to $4 per gallon as summer approaches. Drivers in some West Coast cities could again briefly see prices above $6 a gallon, although most major U.S. cities will see prices peak near $4 per gallon in 2024. Memorial Day is expected to be the priciest 2024 holiday at the pump. Patrick DeHaan, the head of petroleum analysis for GasBuddy, says the global refining picture continues to improve, providing more capacity and peace of mind that record-setting prices will stay away from the pump in 2024. He anticipates that we'll still have some volatility, unexpected outages and disruptions, and potentially weather-related issues, particularly around hurricane season, but doesn't expect it to lead to record prices. OPEC has reduced production, trying to raise prices up, but U.S. oil production now stands at record levels. DeHaan expects diesel prices to fall incrementally from 2023, peaking at $4.13 per gallon this coming March. Have you considered moonlighting as a mobile RV technician or even working at a dealership as a technician? There's still a lot of need out there, even as the number of people getting trained to do it grows. The National RV Training Academy says it has a record number of participants enrolling in its January RV training track, a clear indicator of the growing interest in the RV sector, especially when it comes to the roles of RV technicians and inspectors. The company says the rise in enrollment coincides with a growing awareness of the lucrative opportunities in the field. Many are drawn to the prospect of a rewarding career as a mobile RV technician and inspector, with the added benefit of working independently. NRVTA says that sales of RVs continue to outnumber the availability of qualified technicians needed for their maintenance and inspection, and that the disparity between RV sales and the number of available technicians is a critical gap in the RV industry. Just yesterday, I put a poll out on the channel to ask folks what they thought about truck news being included in these videos. 90% of RVs sold are trucks, so I've always included truck news in these videos because I think it applies to a lot of us, especially as it pertains to towing. You all wholeheartedly agreed that I should continue to keep them in here, but as I put this week's video together, boy, was there a whole lot of truck news. So, for the first time, I am actually doing an entirely separate news roundup on truck news for January. I don't know that I'm going to do this every month, but I am going to separate it out this time just so that we can have all that sort of stuff together. There's some really big news. Cummins, manufacturer of diesel engines, has been fined the largest fine that has ever been levied by the Clean Air Act. Some big recalls from Ford and a whole lot more. I hope you'll check out that video. It should be out probably on Sunday. This is a big year for RV Miles. If you don't know, we have bought a new studio space that we're building out to host these videos and a whole lot more. We're going to have a lot more sort of news type content and other content coming from the channel. We hope you're going to stick around and join us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Happy New Year, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.